Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off with some breezy and mostly cloudy conditions this morning as that front is now pushing through the area, starting to see those winds on the increase with a likely chance of seeing a wind advisory through much, if not all, of the day today. That front did end up drying out as it approached, so didn't see much in the way of precip around the area, just some light rain. Looking ahead, we'll see colder temperatures moving in as we round out the end of the week, and then a slight rebound in temperatures as we go into the uh, first part of the weekend. If we look at the current surface analysis, we can see that boundary draped across the local area, tight pressure gradient around, bringing those breezy conditions. And again, we'll continue to see that boundary push through. Will help clear out some of that cloud cover, but we'll bring in some much cooler air and see those winds staying quite elevated as we move through the next 24 hours, and will remain slightly breezy as we move through the coming days. Current conditions this morning, seeing a broken deck at 3,000 feet and 9,000 feet, seeing winds out of the northwest at 12 knots, gusting up to 23 knots. Temperature at 41 degrees, relative humidity is at 48%. Looking at the current visible satellite, we can see this cloud deck just ahead of the boundary. We'll see that gradually clearing out as we move through our morning hours, seeing mostly sunny conditions as we get into the afternoon, and could see a ceiling at times for the later afternoon, but generally we'll see mostly sunny conditions to mostly clear conditions as we move into the evening time frame. Looking at the high resolution model, again picking up on that cloud cover moving out of the area, we will continue to see those breezy conditions. Again, that wind advisory will be likely this morning and likely sustained through the morning, through the day today as we continue through our working day. Going into the evening time frame, we'll see mostly clear conditions, and we'll see winds back off slightly before ramping back up once again during the overnight time frame, and then they should settle down as we go into the start of our day on Friday. But we'll see slightly breezy conditions continuing on Friday, and another fairly chilly weather day, but plenty of sun around as we move through the day on Friday. Going into the evening time frame, we'll see temperatures stay fairly moderate as we'll start to see those winds shifting more southwesterly and staying slightly breezy, and some clouds will build in as well that will help temperatures keep those temperatures from bottoming out too much as we move into the start of the day on Saturday. And with that southerly flow and some cloud cover around, we'll see a slightly milder day on Saturday with the temperatures up to seasonable or just above seasonable possibly as we move through the afternoon. And as you'll see here, high resolution models do indicate the possibility of maybe a few light showers around the area during the day on Saturday, but overall will be fairly spotty and not very significant. So can't rule out a slight chance of a light shower, but shouldn't be anything too impactful as we move through our day on Saturday. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, do have those main risks being that wind, those elevated winds as we move through the day today, starting off with a red risk for that wind advisory criteria. Keeping an orange risk through the afternoon, we will see a slight decrease, but still staying close to or above that wind advisory threshold. And as mentioned, dropping to a yellow risk briefly for the first part of the evening, as there will be some lighter winds before they start to increase again back to an orange risk moving through the overnight time frame, and then start to settle down as we get into the start of the day on Friday. So the main risk today will be those elevated winds, and we'll expect a wind advisory as we move some point through this morning. Otherwise, we'll see our temperatures generally on the decrease. We'll stay in the upper 30s as we move through the morning. And then as that cloud cover clears and we start to see that colder air coming in, we'll see those temperatures on the decrease and then becoming partly cloudy. As mentioned, we'll have a chance of seeing a brief period of a ceiling around 4,000 feet during the afternoon. But generally, again, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, and then becoming mostly clear as we go through the overnight time frame. That cold air continues to settle in. We'll see our low temperature bottoming out around 22 degrees, and with those winds staying fairly elevated through the overnight time frame as well, we do indicate a yellow risk for wind chill values below 10 degrees. Generally expecting those wind chills to be in the mid to lower teens, but can't rule out seeing those wind chills dropping below 10 degrees as we move through those early morning coldest hours. Seeing our tides running normal at this time, and Friday we'll see mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions. Expecting green conditions for our weather risk. We will be slightly breezy through the day and on the chilly side with a high expected around 39 degrees. That's going to put those wind chills in the mid to upper 20s through much of the day, but do expect those winds to stay just below wind advisory criteria. We continue with green conditions, although still slightly breezy as we move through Friday evening. We'll see those clouds on the increase, and between that breeze and the cloud cover is going to keep those temperatures from bottoming out, so expecting a low above freezing at around 34 degrees. And Saturday, again, as mentioned, a slightly milder day with a high around 52 degrees. Do indicate a yellow risk for precip and elevated winds, as we do have a chance of seeing those winds peaking up above that 25 knot threshold and that slight chance of a light shower passing through the area. But again, not expecting any significant impacts with that shower activity being on the lighter and isolated side as we move through the day on Saturday. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.